Welcome back to Carolina Saltwater Living. Doing something a little different today. Not cooking today, doing a few chores around the house. We are actually going to raise this storage building up because it is settled over the years since the previous owners had it installed. And I need to get it out of the dirt, or out of the sand. Ain't no red dirt around here, y'all, like it was at the old place. But I'll lift it up. I was initially going to move it, but we've decided the best thing to do is leave it where it is. We've got some other projects to do here in this back yard and the side yard, but it's actually going to fit in the way we have kind of decided what to do. But got some block, got a car jack. We're going to see if I can hurt myself. I think we'll get the building raised. This little building is only an 8 by 10, and you can see it's only got 6 block holding it up. I think they're 8-inch block, but I believe they have settled over the years that this little shed's been here. I'm gonna find out in a minute because I'm actually going to dig down beside of one, maybe probe it. It could be hollow core 4-inch, but I think it's 8-inch. It's just settled. That's one of the problems with living on sand, is stuff does settle. I believe there's a scripture verse about that, about building your house on sand, but there are methods to use on sand, and this is probably not the best one, but we're going to work with it. Doing right here is I am digging down with a shovel in this soft sand, and man, it sure is nice compared to that old clay and rock that I have dug in for the most of my life. It's easy to get down in this stuff. The only problem with sand, as you can see, is it settles. It is hard to get a good foundation in it, but there are ways to do it. What I'm doing right here is taking some basically plastic decking boards to put my jack down in here on, so that the jack won't just sink into the sand as I am lifting this. And this is a Harbor Freight jack. I think it's a 3-ton jack. I bought it years ago, and I have used this thing so much. I keep it in the bed of my pickup truck everywhere I go, along with a four-way and stuff, just in case you have a flat, so I can jack up trailers or whatever's needed. But always be careful jacking up a structure, even if it's a small one like this, because the thing could slip, it could fall. Just make sure that you have a firm base to put that jack on, and make sure that the jack, you position it on, like this building doesn't have any large timbers under it. It is 2 by 6 construction, y'all, the floor on this thing. Not a very stout building at all, but position it so that you're at least on a cross member. And so that's what I've done here, and what you see me doing now is putting, trying to put a 4-inch block in place, but I need a little bit more height, so going just a little bit higher to get these block in. And don't ever stick your hands underneath a structure like this when you're working. That jack could fail. Now I'm putting some more of that tech board. I don't think it's called tech board, but it's a plastic alternative to decking boards that will prevent, decay. Moving on to the other side of the building, back on the shovel again. I'll speed this thing up a little bit for you, because I know it's monotonous watching a video like this, but not everybody knows how to do something like this, so I thought it would make a good video to show some folks. Here I am putting some more of that plastic decking board down, and this stuff, I had a slew of it sitting around, y'all. There you can see it a little bit better, but previous owners had left a bunch of it. There's nothing constructed out of it on the property, so I don't know if it was just a way for them to get rid of some waste that they had prior to leaving or what, but I'll use it, y'all. I scavenge for everything. That's how we built up the last homestead. There was so much material left by the previous owner that we built so many things out of it. All right, slow and sure, y'all. Don't try to just jack this thing up like a NASCAR pit crew mechanic. Take it nice and slow. That way, if you hear the wood popping and creaking in a certain way that doesn't sound right, you can stop, take a look at things, make sure that you're not busting something up. Looks pretty good, so I'm going to start putting some block back in place. And y'all, this is 4-inch solid block. Picked them up at Lowe's Hardware this morning for less than $2 a block. I can remember when you could buy them for less than $1 a block, but who's complaining, right? That is what it is. Get these things in here, and then I'm going to step back over to the jack, raise a little bit more so that I can get those plastic decking boards in place before I settle this building back down. And we're not done yet. We're just getting the 4 main corners right here, but it's coming along good. This whole project took me maybe 30 minutes to complete. It was not hard at all. Let your jack down real easy, y'all, just in case something isn't quite right, but everything is looking good. Now moving on to the front of the building. Still got the back side to do also. We'll pull out this 8-inch block, and it is an 8-inch block. I was curious to see if this thing had 4-inch hollow core, but it's 8-inch block, and they just turn them on their side. I've done that a plenty on structures that don't have a lot of weight. It's not the best way to do it. The best way to done this would have been to take that 8-inch block out, put the 4-inch solid core on the bottom, and stack the 8-inch on top. But y'all, there's never going to be so much weight in this little building that it's going to matter. Now I'm just lining up some more of those plastic boards. Always go in slow increments, y'all. Just small increments. Jack it up, put a board in. Jack it up, put another board in. That way, in case the jack were to fail, the building does not have far to fall. You will tear up less. And ask me how I know this. I have torn things up before in my younger years before I learned really what I was doing. And most of these skills that you see me doing, whether it's building, mechanicking, fixing this, y'all learned it from my oldest brother. He's a jack of all trades and a master of every one of them. And so I've learned all these skills from him over the years. All right, getting on the last one here. I actually found a water line. Not on this hole, but on the very first hole. I don't know if it was old, still in use, but I wasn't going to poke a hole in it to determine that. So I actually took a few of those plastic boards and put over the top of the water line before I backfilled that hole on the front, just in case anything was to be too soft, run over it, and cause any damage. But this really turned out very well. I was impressed at how quickly this went. Like I said, I'm impressed with the Harbor Freight jack. I believe some people have bought them in the past and had issues. I've never had a single issue with this $89 jack, y'all. It has done everything that I have needed it to do, from lifting up heavy equipment to work on it, to changing tires, rotating tires, to doing projects just like this. I even have a 20-ton bottle jack, and I'll be using that. Underneath our home, there's a few settling issues. I need to go under there and re-level a few things. It's a good time to do it now when it's cold. Don't have to worry about the snakes and the black widows so bad. But I'll get to that at another time. Until then, we'll settle this thing back down. Everything's lining up perfect, y'all. This has been a really good project. So that's how you level a small building like this. It doesn't matter if you're in sand or clay, y'all. So long as your building is level to start with. This thing has settled at a rate. It has settled about 3 inches based on the 8-inch block that we're holding this thing up. Only 6 of them. And so all I have done is, you saw, put some 4-inch block, put me some solid pieces of that alternate to wood flooring, like decking, and this thing should be settled up good enough now that the rate of settling on it should be very slow. This should last for several years, and now I can get up under it and spray boric acid, boric air, to keep termites from going to town on this thing. But the reason that that's another reason I put those fake pieces of wood, plastic, whatever it is, as a barrier between the pressure treated lumber, which is the frame, and the cinder block, because Concrete absorbs moisture. It's going to suck moisture out of the ground, put it straight into the wood, causing rot. That plastic material is going to act as a barrier for that. So it'll just prolong the life of this thing, and as long as I maintain it, it should last a long time. But there's some more projects that are going to be happening back here, y'all. Big raised bed garden production is getting ready to happen here pretty soon. And an outdoor kitchen, y'all. I'm excited about that. It's going to take our cooking videos up to a whole nother level. But that's all the plans I have for today. We're going fishing tomorrow. We'll bring you on for that too. Guys, thanks for stopping in at Carolina Saltwater Living, where we are living with less because less really is more. Y'all have a good day and a great week, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. Y'all, we'll see you on the next one.